Live.
Nice. Okay, cool. Well, welcome everybody to Lightworkers Secret to Success. We have Brenda Lainof here with us again. We're so honored to have her back. She is a wonderful, wonderful friend and a beautiful healer. And we had her on before. It's been maybe almost a year ago. I think it's been that long ago. I feel like it has been that long. Well, anyway, so I'll tell you a little bit about Brenda. So Brenda Lainof is an intuitive guide and assists in clearing negative emotions around chronic health conditions, emotional and mental self-sabotage. Once she intuits what is creating unease in your body, Brenda energetically works with you to dissolve that unease, that dis-ease, and the low frequency vibration. So Brenda works with numerous modalities and uses the most appropriate modality that is needed at the moment. Every client is different, and she taps into you as to what you are ready for. So, and she has like this long list, like probably this long of credentials. And so she has like just so many, but her favorite thing is pathogenics, right? You love doing things with pathogenics. You love doing things with med beds, and you're a certified emotion code and body code practitioner, and lots of other things that were just so like Reiki. Now, I don't know, I might have asked you this one before, but the Reiki, I don't know how to say all that because it's in a different language. But you do a Reiki practitioner, right?
It's a type of Reiki, yes.
It's a type of Reiki. Okay, yeah. And you do the EFT. And I know you're like, what do I do? I don't know.
That's right.
I know. Yeah, I know. So, and then one thing that I really love is the galactic light language. And I'm always so fascinated about that. And I know you and I have worked together with that in the past and trying to get me to open up to my light language. So we are just so honored to have you here again. And so the reason why we came on for this week is because you were going to tell us about the new book that you just got done being published, and we wanted to find out a little bit more about that and what made you decide that you wanted to be a part of this collective.
Well, yes, I'm a co-author. You know, it's funny because maybe about 10 years ago, I was in Sedona. I'm Canadian, by the way. But, you know, we love Arizona from Alberta. So we're driving down to Arizona, and we went into Sedona. Of course, that's what you have to do. And I went and I saw this psychic. And it's just like, oh, you're going to be doing this, and you're going to be a co-author, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going, not a chance. That's going to happen. But however, hey, I paid you, and that's what you think that I'm going to be doing, then hey, who knows? Well, yes, it turned out that I'm a co-author in a couple of books now, and I'm pleased. We just have to get out of our comfort zones at times and push ourselves out. And I was kicking and screaming, and I was like, oh my gosh! But no, it feels good to say co-author.
I know.
It does.
Yeah, so exciting. So now, is this book? What's the title of the new book?
Well, the Pillars of Light is the one where I had a goddess activation. So with Radha, I had this activation from Abinita, and she's the one of abundance. And I was like, I always had this theme over the years: abundance to your business, abundance your personal life. And it was really interesting because I couldn't figure what is that. And we drilled into it with Radha, and I found out where that started from. And it was my upbringing, and the whole story about how I felt shameful about the way that some of my family members were behaving, and just like, well, I don't want to do that. I don't want to shine too bright. And so I definitely made a vow at that time. So yeah, it's you know, things do gradually come together, even when you don't feel like things are happening.
Yeah.
Even through these nutty times, things can come together, and the stars can get aligned, become aligned. And so That was the latest one. The first one, I'm in Awakening Star Seeds.
Oh, I
And
heard about that one. That one sounds so fascinating too.
well, she's in several series, and I've already had my story about getting in this really dark place with Bell's palsy. You know,
Yeah.
having my face half paralyzed,
Yeah.
and what was that pivotal moment at 3 a.m. in the morning, and I'm doing YouTube. In fact, I am on YouTube. If anybody's curious about Bell's palsy, and I'm on 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm going, oh my God, that's what it was. That's the connection. That's the emotional component, and it was started healing the next day.
Nice.
So it's a direct relationship between our emotions and physical, issues. Direct.
It's so fascinating. We're all healers here, and it's just so fascinating to have that emotional aspect and how it comes into the physical, and because I work with seniors, and so I'm always like, gosh, what can I do, or what can I help with, or how can I make their life better, because I see sometimes their pain and anguish and their suffering that they have going on. So yeah, so you were able to heal from that Bell's palsy. I had a client that happened to. I went, and one day his whole little eye was just like this, and I'm like, what the heck happened? He's like, I don't know. And I took him to the doctors. They didn't know. I took him to the optometrist. They didn't know. I mean, the optometrist was like, well, I think you have Bell's palsy. And we're just like, oh my gosh.
I know.
But it lasted like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
They're like, it can last for like a month.
It can
or
last
longer.
Years.
They don't even know. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's scary. It's very scary. See, I had a cardiac arrest many years earlier, and they just about lost me. And it's a miracle that I survived that first, 3 near-death experiences. So, there's always a reason. And I'm thinking, well, I'm here, after, 3 times, I'm still here. So, anyways, it's interesting what life throws at you.
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited for all of us. I feel like we all need to be in a book. All of our stories need to be in there.
Absolutely true. I mean, I know, Amanda, you will be in a book.
I know. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Well, you're such a go-getter. I was telling Rada, oh my gosh, Amanda, she's got so much on the go. So I'm not surprised. So yeah, that's cool.
Well, cool. I keep thinking I'm such a high vibrational being that I have to have my hand in all the cookie pots, or else if I literally sit down, I'll go and I'll just fall asleep. Like I have to keep going to keep myself up.
It's your personality. And I just thought yourself and even Adam here in the future with Rada.
That's what I told him too. I was like, do it. Yeah, I think it'd be wonderful.
Considering where she was thinking of moving to.
It's really interesting. And, I feel like we're all tied together. We've all had like past lives together, and,
absolutely.
We're just finding each other in this life because of Zoom and because of Facebook and because of social media.
Thank goodness.
I know we have like a love-hate relationship with social media, but
when they block you and Facebook goes, oh, you're being bad.
I know you get like a little.
You.
I know you get a Facebook spanking.
So you want to do one of these, However, I need it. We need it. I've got so many Facebook groups, and Messenger groups. I know. And I love you, Facebook.
Yeah, we love you, Facebook.
We love you. Thank you.
We love you. Yes, thank you. How does it get better, right?
How does it get any better than this?
Yes, exactly.
Wrong.
Right, exactly. So I'm so sorry, Colette. I cut you off right in the middle of a question.
Well, I'm just so excited to hear about Brenda's book. So what got you excited about writing it? And what are you most excited about people to know, like when they read it?
Well, I wasn't excited about writing it.
Okay.
No, I wasn't. It was just so I connected with Rada years ago. She came to me as needed some assistance. So we've been kind of back and forth. I remember a year ago, she was sending me scripts about this one Awakening Starseeds, like, yeah, that's nice. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's all timing. So no, I
Yeah.
wasn't excited.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I got the story out because we need to tell our stories. We need to be storytellers.
Yeah.
And I've gone through 3 near-death experiences. I should have been gone by now. So when you can tell your stories, or you can tell your clients, you know what? I can relate. I've had all of these things. I've been, all those stories.
Yeah.
Then you're believable, you're authentic.
Yeah.
And it's having to be authentic. So it's stepping out and being okay with the fact I might be judged by anyone.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still a very difficult one, especially in these times of fear of being judged for speaking your truth, whether you're in alignment with what we're being told by the government or whatever or not. It takes courage to do that.
Yeah.
It really does.
It really
Perhaps
does.
we can just be, okay, well, little sheep, and I refuse to do that.
Yeah. And when I spoke with Brenda, she was like, people need to hear the stories. They need to have hope. They need to have, people like us who are star seeds and light bearers, and, to give them that, to be the light. Right. And everybody's going to be able to see that book and hear the story. And
well, and Amanda, you've got so many chapters. You could write a whole book. I co-authored. You could create a book.
I for the longest time, I'm like, I'm going to write a book. But I was like, what in the heck would I write about? I don't know.
I know. Well, we don't think that we have exciting stories.
I know. That's why I love.
Well,
that's why I love getting together with people, because it just like having a mastermind. I'm like, Brenda, you could do this and that. And you're like, I didn't think about that, because we just live our everyday life. The
places that we've traveled to, I mean, oh my gosh, I just wrote the other day, well, I was in Kazakhstan, and we had to go through Moscow, and very nonchalantly, and people didn't know they had the right to vote, which was a true story. They didn't know they could go vote because it just opened up, and we were just traveling through Moscow on our way back to Canada. They didn't know they had the right to vote. And this is all leading up to the Canadian election, which was just announced a few days ago, and everybody's just like,
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's really
it's one of those things like
and voting.
Right. And it's like, you don't know what you don't know.
Those stories. I have to tell you this little story. It was so crazy. So I lived in Almaty, Kazakhstan. This was oil and gas related. So we lived in this apartment. There's, you see those Soviet Union apartments, and they all look the same. And so we're in this apartment that we're renting. This apartment. It has a regular door and a steel door. That's what happens. So somebody knocks on their door and they say, vote here. Like, we don't live here. We're Canadians. We don't live here. But it was like, vote. You vote. It's just, no, we don't live. But, talk about speaking your truth and being able to have, we have these platforms, and we got to speak up, because even if we're being squashed at times, like whom, we still have to speak up.
Yeah.
And it's like a duty to share our stories, even if you think it's not a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I just sometimes I'll post things on Facebook, and then I won't even go back to it, because I'm like, oh, that's what it is. And people are going to either love it or like it or hate it. And I don't even go back to see what the naysayers are saying, because I'm just trying to open up their eyes, not really trying to, I
started doing that. I posted something the other day. Whoa, did I stir up controversy? But I noticed 47 people shared it.
Yeah. I think I might have read that one that you.
Yeah, it's I just want to put a little bit out, like, think what's going on here.
People are so edgy, and you could just put a meme up and people like take it the whole different direction. It's like, there's no right or wrong. It's like, you're either right or wrong or whatever, but we do have to stand in our truth and speak our truth.
And unite. And unite what you're doing with your groups. And you just have to unite and speak up, because it feels really good when you get on that stage, or you're on a teleset, when you're speaking up
Yeah.
Don't you feel that expansiveness in your solar plexus? Like, it's not like, oh, you're all tight. You're able to just speak up, and our vibration goes up, our energy goes up.
Yeah.
And we're going to take in the oxygen. We're going to feel better. So,
well, especially when you're with your tribe. When you're with your tribe and they get you and everything is going, according to plan, it really does make a huge difference. Mm-hmm. Oh, there you're back. You were frozen for a second. Yeah. That's so awesome. So do you plan on,
kind of weird, but
do you plan on maybe writing some more chapters in a book, or even creating your own book in the future?
Well, I have a chapter I really want to write about. And I remember years ago, I had taken this course out in this province of British Columbia, and it was all about storytelling. And I wanted to tell people about the moose that charged me. So I have a very good story about a moose that charged me, and the fear that I felt, but the courage that came in after my cardiac arrest. So I'm going, I know that's a book, or a chapter. So that's definitely one. And I do have one I know that Rhoda wants going to be looking at as to the future. Visualizing the future. What's that technology? What is it that you see yourself, or where do you see things going? And so I have an idea for that one as well. So I believe so.
Yeah, I believe so too. And I think it's fascinating. Let's see. Colette or Pamela, have you ever been featured in a book? Or I know we did one through Lightworkers University. I know I was in one. You guys did those too?
I wrote a book, but it was about marketing.
Yeah. Oh, that's very good.
So it wasn't exciting stories like moose.
Well, I haven't written it yet, Chased by a Moose. But marketing is a good one, and we all need marketing.
We all need that.
Stories.
Yeah.
Ebook, sure. Even selling as an ebook.
Yeah. Brenda, you can name your book Moose Tracks.
Yeah. Moose Tracks.
Sounds kind of...
I had one with, actually, this lady came up to me. This is when I was in BC. A lot of people flew from different parts of the world, including the U.S., to this center stage program. Anyway, she said, Brenda, say, this is the book you need to write. Screw you, Moose.
Right. But you need something that captivates the audience.
Oh, like, what is that all about? Screw you, Moose. What is
this
lady talking about? She's lost it. Yeah.
I love
you
that.
Draw in, and I got to talk about the moose that tried to charge me as I'm taking hay and giving it to my donkeys.
Yeah.
Wow. It doesn't look like she's, she'd be
out feeding the donkeys.
Tucking out hay out to any donkeys, but that's my story.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's really cool. Oh, good. Pamela's back. She froze up for just a little. Everybody's internet's just freezing up a little bit. I don't know if mine is.
I wonder what's going on.
It's just one of the, well, we had the full moon last night, and so there's probably some interference.
Okay.
Yeah, so that could possibly be. Pamela, do you have any questions for Brenda?
No, I'm just enjoying listening to the conversation.
I know. I love it. I love when Brenda comes on and we can just talk with her. So Brenda, well, you have all these things, and I know you're a lot like us, where we're just avid, lifelong learners. We love to learn everything. We love to take classes. So do you have anything coming up that you are just passionate about, or something that you want to, another class you want to take, or something you want to create?
Well, I started with this company. You know how you can work on an energetic level? And I've never been really interested in becoming, a partner in any particular company.
Yeah.
But I have decided to join up in forces with a Canadian company called Black Oxygen Organics in Quebec, Canada.
Yeah.
So I am getting excited about it, because I am a walking testimony of my inflammation in my hands going down with arthritis. I am, clearing out but pathogens, they're just coming
Yes.
out.
I know.
I'm
Nice.
releasing like a lot of really good things, and I'm going about it very, very carefully.
Yeah.
So it's something I'm 100% in alignment with.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, okay, do
I have
the
my
energy
black water
work.
right here.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I drink it every day. I just keep it in a gallon jug, and then as I just pour it in, I just drink it. I drink at least 3 of those a day.
Oh, you're healthier than I am. I have to go at it very, very gently. And, you know, every decade you get more and more toxicity. So it's no wonder your hormones are out of whack, you know, as you get older and older and older. So, yeah, I'm very feeling good, very good about that. And I'm under an MD doctor. So you got the doctor hat, and then she also works with the pendulum. So you got someone who douses, but then she's a doctor, and then so it's a really good blend. And she's a really nice person. So you know, I mean, you got this really unusual blend that you can tap into. So that's happening. And I've got books that, that I will forthcoming. And I don't know. And then I do have a Medbed membership group if anybody's interested in Medbeds. I meet with a group of ladies twice a month. We're starting in September. So September the 5th and September the 20th. So that one of the ladies in Australia that she can attend. So I take people into this Medbed, this space is very, very safe, it's futuristic, something you see in a hospital where you maybe do a scan. So this, you know, I don't have a picture of it here, and they're out there and gradually being distributed. I have no idea who, where, or whatever, but however, we can connect on an energetic level, just like with the Reiki grid. So there's ways of connecting, and people are feeling the energy.
Yeah, for sure.
And then once they're in the med bed, then I'm downloading light language. So I'm bringing in light language for that particular issue. And then we're going through that, the visualization, intention, as the med bed is scanning, scanning, whatever that is pulling out, transmuting, and bringing in all the good stuff. So that's happening starting in September. Twice a month is very, very reasonable. It's $30 currently, Canadian. So for all you American folks, for the month.
So I don't know, is that $25 us, $25 for us or something like that? I don't know the conversion rate.
I know, it keeps changing.
Yeah, it always changes. And I love both the Black Oxygen Organics and the Medbed as well, because I've used both of them. And
I'm sure you have.
Actually yesterday we had a full moon ceremony, and I wanted to do the release, but I also wanted to get people to try the boo. So we did boo masks.
Very good.
Yeah, and just to get them kind of, you know, releasing toxins, releasing energy, just releasing all the past stuff. Yeah.
So if anyone on your following, I'd say get in contact with Amanda, because you know what's really a cool thing that I'm starting to do is called microdosing. So you take a little bit of a boo, like I dip my hand into it's all powder, put it under my tongue. And do before you work with on a session for meditation. It's clearing out trauma. So you're clearing out generational trauma.
Yeah.
And,
so I had people test. Okay, you test how much percentage of trauma did I release in that one time? And I got various answers, but it was between 5 to 14%. Well, that's
just
great.
In that one time.
Yeah. So I did that. I read your little thing, so I was like, I'm going to do that too. So I put I bought little microdosing spoons. So that when people sign up, I send them a little thank you note, and I send them a spoon with their.
Nice to do that.
Yeah, so that I just took a little bit and put on my tongue.
I know, because you can go down to 1/32.
That's what the spoons are that I bought.
It's just like, really? I know if I had to order them on, I'm just guessing now. But it's great to see, know that you can clear out heavy metals
Yeah.
And I did my very foot bath. I could taste the metal in my mouth.
Oh, really?
I thought, oh, awesome.
Yeah.
And you're pooping out tapeworm, maybe flukes, because that's the
Yeah.
reality. You poop
Right.
it out. And in these foot baths, when you put your feet into the tub of water, not the machine ones, but just regular basin from the dollar store. Wow, like it feels good. In fact, I'm going to do that after our call.
So when
Yeah,
you
it
do
just
that,
feels
how much
good.
boo do you put in there?
I'm putting in a quarter to a half.
Okay. Yeah.
But
So I
it's really
started,
nice.
I don't know if I told you guys about boo at all, the black or oxygen organic, but Brenda had told me about it and I was like, I want it because I had been taking something like this a while ago and I was like a founder in the company and I don't know what happened to the company. It was just like no longer there, but I was like, I need that black water because the thing is for me is I wanted my body to be in balance, my pH to be in balance. And so I feel like that's really important for me. And, but I was taking one of those little microdosing spoons and just filling this up with water and then just putting one in there and shaking it up. So, I started with like 1 a day, then I went to 2 a day, now I'm at 3 a day.
See, I would never be able to do that, but that's okay because I'm more toxic than what you are. So it's each to their own.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
And and I got candida. I can really feel it in my stomach. It's so big today. But I know that I'm clean off candida and it's fighting like, no, you're not. And it's like,
right.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, well, you guys, we love pathogens. And so this boo water, the powder, it kills off parasites in your body. And the other day I could feel them like in my stomach. I'm like,
did you feel them?
I could feel them, yeah.
Did you see anything coming out in the bathtub?
No.
Bathtub one yet?
No, I haven't did the bathtub yet. And I haven't went surfing through the toilet either. So I was like,
I haven't gone surfing through the toilet.
Some people do. But I don't care.
This sounds awful, but I remember. So I lived in La Paz, Bolivia. This was also work related. So I lived in La Paz, Bolivia, and I was having issues, and it's like, oh no, went to a hospital in La Paz, and they said I got to get a hysterectomy. I was like, oh my God, I had to fly back. Anyway, so I flew back. I wasn't there that long. Yeah. And my son said, Mom, there's someone who does colonics. I didn't even know what that was. So, well, I'll go check it out. I just felt he guided me. He was my angel. He guided me. It's like, okay, I'll tell you, I went for a series of colonics. I removed tapeworm. It was a ball that came out.
Wow.
And Amazing. They tried to say, oh, that's because you were in Bolivia. It was like, no, this was from Canada. We all have them. And that's just the reality.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, and all different kinds of parasites.
So we need to get them out. And you know what I think, Amanda? I really feel it's very nefarious. I really feel there's a very dark forces that are in play here with all these pathogens. I really do.
Oh, yeah. And I was reading somewhere where different pathogens, if you have them in your body, they mimic different diseases.
Oh,
so you're being treated with this disease and going to the doctor and getting pills and all this medication and stuff. But if you could just get rid of that parasite out of your body, then it would go away.
And then maybe what we could look at is anything where we're resonating with the frequency of that parasite. Yeah. Just like with the spike proteins. So also for the black or oxygen organics, it says pulling out the spike proteins. The spike proteins, probably everybody knows, is what can be emitted from the people who've taken the jabs.
Yeah. Yeah. So I had a couple clients that literally got their vaccine like a day apart of each other. And I just prayed a prayer protection over me that I wouldn't be affected by it. Yep. I just put a shield over me. I said, nope, I'm not going to be affected by this.
Going there. Not resonating with that frequency.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing what we can do with intention. And Rebecca loves intention. Rebecca, thank you for joining us. We have Brenda Lainof here. I know you remember her from the last time.
Rebecca.
Yeah, so she was just in a book. She was a co-author in a book, and she was telling us a little bit about that and a little bit about, her, her passion working with pathogens, which I love as well. And she and I are drinking, we call it boo water. It's humic and fulvic acid. So it, alkalines the body, it gets rid of pathogens. And so anyways, I was just saying that I was reading something about, and I always I wonder if, I always have these questions. And if I have these questions, I feel like they're divine downloads. And it's oh, I wonder if that's a pathogen, or I wonder if this is because of this kind of thing. And of course, usually it's always right, but it's our job to kind of figure out, what pathogen is causing what. Just like I would love to figure out what is causing this little tiny tickle in my throat. It is driving me crazy. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's like once it starts, it just keeps going and going. And I cleared so much and so much and so much. There's just layers and layers there. So anyways, that was one of my main things of getting into boo and I wonder if it will, heal the tickle in my throat and release some of the phlegm that I have.
Well, let's check on that. Let's check on that.
Yeah.
Will the black or oxygen organics, will this help Amanda clear out the phlegm right away? I'm getting a yes right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's strong. I can feel it in my solar plexus as well. So I'm getting that it will. And I think it's going to help. Well, I can say I know it will. I just had a fellow today for Lyme. And then another lady today, she said, I have Lyme. It's going to help clear out that head, you need to get it out. So between the dowsing, or however we clear energy, and then you mix that with the physical folic, powder. I mean, it's such a good combination. Again, energy just works with everything. It doesn't matter if you're writing a book or if you're taking a set. I mean, it just works.
It just works. Well, I think I'm going to get started on my chapter pretty soon.
Cool. And what are you co-authoring?
In the Healer's book,
right, in the Healer's book too. Yes.
Yeah. So
gosh.
So I'm gonna just talk a little bit about how I started to become a healer, and my passion and purpose, and my big picture of opening up a holistic healing center.
I believe you will.
I believe it's going to be in Costa Rica.
Oh my gosh!
I have a couple people that are there. Well, I have a couple people that want to go. I mean, they're just they have a lot of yoga retreats there, some ayahuasca retreats there, but not a lot of healing retreats.
I need to escape Canada. They're locking us down.
Oh, again? Oh gosh.
Well, anyways. I can't even talk about what's happening here. But hey, I'm going to hijack a plane.
Brenda, did you know that Adam moved to Costa Rica from Canada?
Yeah, she does. She does.
Okay. So you'll have to follow him.
Yeah,
I am. I follow him on his bike because he's going, this is my future house. I'm so jealous. When I was in Costa Rica, because I was a student, we had to stay in this room with La Familia in this little room. And I felt like a little kid, I was like, what can you say in Spanish? We, or, no, we, I guess that's French. But
that's French.
Yeah, got it all mixed up. But anyways, yes, you do your best for 2 weeks of Spanish lessons. But I didn't see a lot of it, but I think that's wonderful that you're going down. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's what you do, Amanda.
Well,
cool.
I'm a little nervous because I have my life here, but I know once I go there, I've been guided for the last 2 years to go to Costa Rica. And I'm and I just keep, my inner knowing just, has guided me in saying that I need to be there and be with shamans. Because once I'm there, I'm going to be activated. It just kept saying, once you're there, you're going to be activated. Really? I don't know what that means. So I'm literally going by faith. I have nothing else to go on.
Yeah, I can almost see you as a shaman, a lead, doing
a medicine woman.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, no, seriously.
Yeah. So I think so. I already feel like I'm gonna go return back in November. Like I was on a plane the other day and I was like, and November kept coming up and I'm like, what's that all about? But then I was like, oh, I'm going to be going back to Costa Rica in November. And I was like, yep. I'm like, okie dokie. I guess I got to start working so I can pay for plane ticket and hotel. And I mean, of course, Adam always said I could stay with him, but you know, I like to be able to have my own space too.
Right.
So
yeah, I think there's a lot of people that are thinking the same thing as that what's happening in Canada and the US, and look, maybe it's like, or Mexico. I don't know where you go in the world. When I lived in Bolivia, I saw a shaman at the very end. She said, oh, and of course, because we couldn't really communicate, but she was like, we were coming back. She went to see this kind of like a witch doctor at the end before we left. She, we got very, very close. She was our empleada, and she was like, well, you're going to be back. And I'm thinking, oh, I wonder if, but it takes
Bolivia?
Well, who knows? I mean, I cannot foresee that, but then I never thought I'd be a co-author either. So you don't know what's in the divine plan.
Right.
You don't know.
Right.
So,
well,
who knows?
It's so fascinating. And, I know your time is very valuable, and we just appreciate you coming again and sharing your wisdom and your passions with us in your book. And I feel like we're all in alignment with all of that stuff. And, and I just love it. So we just thank you so much. I know Brenda Rebecca kind of came in the last little minute, so I don't know if she has any questions for you before we let you go. Rebecca, did you have anything for Brenda?
No, but I'm going to watch the video. I can't wait to hear what you had to say because I missed most of it.
It's okay. We're glad you're here.
Yeah, I remember her being on before. Fascinating.
Yeah. So
it's good to have your support, the group here. That's nice.
Yeah. And she's going to do, starting in September, she's going to be doing Medbed Calls. I don't know. Did you get that part, Rebecca?
No.
Yeah. So actually, you can just email me at LainoffBrenda49@gmail.com, and then I'll give you info. And then it's very simple, very casual, very down to earth. And we just meet. Women typically, there's how it usually is anyways, and we get together and we just see what comes up that would be applicable for everyone. And then what I do is create the audio, and then you get to take that audio and keep listening to it. So when I'm working with clients, I create the audio if it's to help. Like I'm going to be working with a lady tomorrow who needs a heart transplant.
Oh, yes.
She's on the list. Oh my God. But that's okay. I'm taking a deep breath. Going to take her into the med bed. Going to go through a process of what I need to check, where there's disconnections. Of course, there's the emotional aspect.
Well, I was going to say, check for heart walls.
Absolutely. Well, she's a practitioner, so I'm sure she's done a lot already. So she's looking for something kind of
next level.
Well, whatever that,
whatever it is.
She was just looking for something more. And also, I think she's going to enjoy the boo, I hope. And she muscle tests, I'm going to have her test to get that oxygen to the heart.
Yeah.
There could be a blockage, and maybe there's a past life that's coming up that I can, see what's going on that could be related. I mean, I don't know. So we're going to go.
I have a little story. It's really funny. So I have a group like this that I do on Sundays, and one of my members has had an injury in his shoulder for several weeks, and every week my higher self says, you need to work with him, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll get to it, but we haven't. And I kept saying, let's get together this week so I can work on your shoulder, and we just haven't. So yesterday I said, okay, it was just a small group yesterday, so I said so your shoulder, and it was like his left shoulder and his right wrist, and I said, well, and I had this picture of him in an explosion in the Civil War. He was a Black man in the Civil War. And I dug in a little deeper, and it was really amazing. And that's what it was. He needed to heal from that life. So I'm really curious. I told him, message me, me, this week to see how you're feeling. Cause he said, he couldn't like lift it up. He couldn't lift it out, so many things. So I'm really curious and excited to see, if he has more range of motion, just releasing. It was very heavy. It was very, very heavy. And
it's really cool. And how much we've grown in the last, even the last year. This whole fake-demic has made us really, stretch. Of course, I've been doing Zoom for so many years now anyways, but still, we've had to really step up or we don't, it's just.
Yeah, for sure. It has taken us all out of our comfort zone. And that's when we grow the most.
I know. Here I am. I was picketing last year. No, my freedom. I was one of these. I thought, where the hell is everybody else, in the city? Why am I out there? There's people not half my age. You better stand up. Everybody's just too chicken. So I was like, no, we need to speak up, people.
Yeah. More people are now. I think a lot more people.
Because they're calling us Commune Canada now. So.
Oh, wow. Well,
not good.
I know we need to transmute that and raise that vibration.
We do, and raise the vibration.
Yeah,
exactly. And raise the vibration for, we're doing a Zoom call tomorrow about all these fires that are going on.
Okay.
And just raising the vibration of the governments.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I told you guys, but Adam and I healed the Earth's chakra system. That was one of our one of our missions that we had to do. Wow, so we did that, and it's amazing what came up and what we had to release. And we were going to create a class around that.
Sure, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. So really awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. So, okay, guys, I know everybody's ready to I don't know if everyone has sunshine, but I do. So I got to get going. But thank you so much for being here again today, Brenda. And we just appreciate you.
If anybody's interested in the Medbed, it's very reasonable, but we're starting September the 5th. I just give you a link in the private Facebook group, and you're welcome to pop in, and just a nice place to gather, so that's welcome. So thank you, Amanda, and thank you guys, everybody, letting me pop in from north of the border.
Yes, thank you. Okay, we will definitely see you next time.
Okay, take care.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.